Hey, I'm James from Smoking Dad Barbecue, and today we are doing Portuguese style chicken burgers. Now I love summer for these types of cooks. They don't have to be an all-day affair. They can be quick and easy and still pack a ton of flavor. Now this recipe ends up tasting a lot like Nando's chicken, peri peri chicken. If you ever had that, it's got a little bit of kick, tons of flavor. But if you're like me, our Nando's has gone out of business and I'm not sure if they're still sticking around. So if you've never had Nando's or heard of Nando's, don't worry, that part doesn't matter. I'm going to take you back a couple hours earlier today when we prepared the marinade, and when I rejoin you present time, I'll walk you through how we're going to set up for today's cook. I'm going to cook hot and fast direct, but we're still going to do two zones. We're going to do a lower level and an upper level so that we can manage the level of char on our chicken thighs. I'll rejoin you in a little bit once I've walked you through the marinade. Okay, we've just pulled our chicken out of the fridge after it's been marinating for about 3 hours. Our grill is nearly up to temperature. Let me bring you nice and close. We'll adjust our vents since we don't want to be over the direct flame, but we do want to stabilize around 400 degrees, and then I can open the vents at the end to manage a little bit of char. It's a lot easier to add char at the end than it is to begin with something that's charred or beautiful on the outside and then completely raw on the inside. So I like to cook it first and then add some char. So let me come nice and close. I'll show you how we're going to adjust our vents. Okay, we've got our Big Joe cleared out with the coal stacked to the back. Let's add a little bit of fresh charcoal. Grab our Grill Blazer grill gun, fire it up. Drop in a cooking grid and a second one, which I'm going to go a little bit higher just in case we want to get our chicken away from the flames. Let's let this warm up. Bottom vent's all the way open and top vent's all the way open. So our dome's reading 400 degrees and the dome feels right. 400 degrees is, yep, you can hold it for a second or two, but you don't want to hold it much longer than that. So I'm going to put our bottom draft door down to 1 finger's width, and then for our control tower top, I'm going to come to the middle between the 3rd and the 4th line. So if we were to leave it here, this is about 450 degrees. If we were to come down here, this is about 350 degrees. So we're going to go right in the middle and see how that does at holding us around 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's let this stabilize for just a few minutes, make sure our temperature settles, and really what I want to make sure is that that flame dies down. So let me just bring you nice and close here. You can see is we've just adjusted that bottom vent, but we're getting some live fire flame coming up, and if we were to drop our chicken on right now, that would potentially char that. So let's close this back up, just let our coals settle down, and they'll be ready to start cooking. Okay, it's been a couple minutes and our vent hasn't really moved past 400 degrees, so I think that ended up being the perfect vent setting. So let's just glove up here so we can handle the chicken and get these on. Like I mentioned, I want to start prioritizing the cooking before the searing. So I'm going to start here, even though we have no heat deflectors or slow roller in, this is still a quasi indirect zone as we have no fire directly underneath the chicken. And we'll transfer it from our indirect side to our direct side once these have had about 10 minutes or so to cook. Take a fast forward while we get these on. All right, those look good. Let's let them cook. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes, so let's give these a quick flip so we can cook evenly throughout, and then we'll drop them down, open up our dome, and finish with a bit of a sear. Bella's trying to join in the action there. Smell is amazing. Okay, give these another 5-10 minutes. All right, I think these will be getting close. Let's start to check our internal temperatures here. So we're not quite there yet, especially since this is the thigh, but we don't want to significantly overcook everything. So now I want to start to transition to direct grilling. So let's move all of our chicken thighs down to the lower level so we can get a little bit of color on them. So now we'll leave the dome open just so we can manage the fire and doneness. We'll flip them, take it fast forward until they're ready. Okay, these are getting some nice color. One more flip here to finish everything off. Okay, I'm removing these as everything gets the color that I want. I think we are ready to go over to our station, make up our sandwich. All right, so let's get some of that sauce that we made up down on our buns. Then go for our Portuguese style chicken here with a nice little bit of char. Still trying to keep some of that seasoning intact, but beautiful color. Some pickles, lettuce, tomato, that's all we need. Beautiful. All right, let's cut this in half. Dig in for our taste test. All right, I'm excited to try this. That is summer on a plate right there. First, you get the texture, the char. Next, I'm getting my condiments, obviously the sauce we made, the pickle, the brightness, the vinegar there. And then there's that slow creeping heat that we get from our habanero. This is delicious. That's it for today's video though. I hope you really enjoyed it. If you did, please let YouTube know by smashing that thumbs up button and hit subscribe to catch future videos. That's it for today. I'm James from Smoking Dad Barbecue signing off. And remember, don't be afraid to fire it up. Mm-hmm.